here. Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. Lovely to see you. And so what's happened today is we were planning on sharing a video or a bunch of videos put together into a video of our Sacred Mayan ceremony. And I got there this morning and the video was 4 minutes long. So somebody just about 2 minutes ago, no, a few minutes before this started, came back to me on my team, and of course it's a weekend, so I didn't expect them, but they said, oh, here it is over here, and I said, that's okay. So come back and join me on Monday when we will, Akasha here, Nan Akasha, hello, and come back on Monday when we will watch the video, and it's going to be quite amazing. So I want to share that energy with you. I've been getting a lot of wonderful feedback about the videos that I've been sharing with you that I tried to take to capture the energy. So at the solstice, and when I went to the sacred Mayan site of Siwil Sheltun, and we were talking to the Alush, the nature spirits, and the fairies, and we saw all the light beings come through on the video. And I just shared this week one of the forest and the pyramids and the sacred walk and the ancient structures in Coba, which is here in the Yucatan. And it was so magical that I haven't looked at them yet, but I just saw my phone. So Monday, I'll be able to share with you. One of my clients sees energies, and that's what this is all about. So today, instead of that, we're doing live spiritual guidance. So please ask me if you have anything you want to know. I'm going to channel whatever is optimal for us. I've created an incredible infinity healing chamber. I've called in all of the realms. I work with them every day, all the time. I've already been for my beach walk at sunrise. I'm playing with my kitties, and the cat energy is woo fantastic over here. I've called in also Jaguar, not just Jaguar, the animal spirit. And remember, all of us are multidimensional beings. So the cool thing is when you start to learn about intuition or increase your abilities to see signs, symbols, to be able to interpret things that are showing up in your life, not get distracted by pain and fear, not get dragged down by believing that something is wrong or preventing you, you give your power away. So the white tigers gave me a very powerful message a long time ago when I was doing animal healing, animal pet care. I used to have a pet sitting business, one of the first ones in the country, and animal Tellington Touch. It was like a touch energy healing method. I was working with so many animals. They started talking to me, and then I met a world famous animal communicator, Kate Celisti, who's still a dear friend to today. Had her on my show this year, should check her out. And I started working with a radionics master, which is a frequency master, who interestingly enough channeled her work. We would call it channeling now because that's a common word now. This was back in the dark ages when hardly anybody knew anything. There was no internet. Oh my goodness. We barely spoke when she wasn't in the US because she lived in France, and she came twice a year. So it was very slow learning things that way. And occasionally I think we sent a fax. Ooh la la. So, but what's interesting is that this Shelley did amazing work, and I met her through Kate, who is the animal communicator, and Shelley was this brilliant. She had this incredible ability to access information from other dimensions, other realms, like a scientist, right? Like Einstein, or these people who think completely outside the box. What would this mean if we were just seeing one side of it, or the back side of it, or the inside of it, or if it was one slice of a string, or this or that? So this is what scientists do, the expansive thinking ones that have both the creativity and the logic in their soul blueprint. So what I want to do I didn't know I was going to do this. Okay, well, I'm starting my Intuition Awakening Summer Camp, and the spirit realms that I've called in all morning and have been working with that are all around me, and the crystals in the animal shapes. Of course, the dolphins are here, and my gods and goddesses, ascended masters, jaguar. There's over here we have flamingo and turtle, and whoop, turtle behind me, angelfish, seahorse, love seahorse, starfish, water spirit, water elementals. So what they're telling me is that I'm going to lead some kind of a group soul reading. I don't have a pen. I'm looking for a pen. Okay, I don't have a pen. So if you join the summer camp, so we've lowered the price, we've changed things around, the classes are shorter. We're having 7 divine alchemy experiences, and it's all about your ability to access, attune your body, your mind, your emotions, your literal structure, like your meridians or your blood. Your blood has to carry information. Your breath has to carry information. Then your chakras and all the other layers of your light body. So we're going to be fine-tuning your light body, and we're going to be doing these attunements, which I kept writing down different names for the attunements, but they kept saying 777. So now I come back from the retreat and realize we're in the 777 Stargate portals right now. So this is a little bit of spiritual weather report. Take a look at Wednesday's show, because I talked about the energies that are happening right now. Sirius is a planet that is for us like a sun, even though it's blue and kind of silver, a little bit violet light that comes from it. This is the time of the year more comes through to us. The pyramid, the Great Pyramid in Egypt, the Queen's Chamber has a shaft that goes up and connects directly to Sirius. The King's Chamber has a shaft that goes up and connects to Orion. These are both star gates. When the Sirius Stargate aligns in August, we have 8-8, and that is August 8th, and it is a very, very powerful, I've done retreats on that day before. It's a very powerful moment. So I knew we had to include that in the summer school, and therefore I had to extend it or move it back. Then I realized that we're having 3 of these portals. So the full moon, July 3rd was the first, we were on retreat. So I have stamped within me, and I am gifting to you all of the beautiful energies that I received on the retreat. They're of course for me, but that as they become a part of me, they move through me. And as your teacher or your mentor, I have many students who see me in their kitchens or in their meditations, or bringing them guidance in their dreams in different ways. So I work on multiple dimensions. I am conscious that I am a multidimensional being, and I have been realizing, but re-accessing that after my childhood, which was pure magic, because to me, everything was just full of friends, full of magic. I was talking to little beings and light beings and fairies and butterflies and dancing and skipping and embarrassing my older sister every step of the way. I need some lights on, don't I? And so for me, the world was alive, and everything had a name, and everything. I found a little button that was covered in fur. It was actually a button, I realized as I was older, off of somebody's fur coat, because it may have been real fur. This was the 60s, okay? And it was about like this, and it was round and brown and soft and furry. And so I took it home, and to me it was alive. It was a pet. I talked to it, I named it, I had it with me, I cried when I lost it. And so I raised my kids that way too. However, there was that interim period when stop being silly, that's not real, be serious, please us for the approval that you want. You need to be like us. So we all had, hi Kim, ooh, yay, Kim's here. And we've all had that. It's part of our journey. You come in, you're not pure like a blank slate, because you bring in a whole big old soul blueprint that says, let's do this shit in this life, and let's do that shit, but let's have this angel, and let's have that guide, and let's be able to, like Harry Potter, he starts speaking snake language all of a sudden, and people are looking at him. They're like, well, even in the wizarding world, that's weird. That's not common. You don't have to be able to or do this light language thing where some people do now, where just all kinds of strange things comes out of their mouth. And that isn't, in my experience, anything at all what communication is. So spiritual guidance is here all the time. And what I'm realizing is as I go underneath that and I go underneath that and I have my little dolphin here and it's going, yeah, let's go underneath that and let's go underneath that. And this last retreat was really cool because I don't think this has ever happened before. I need to tell her. She's come to 3 or 4 retreats. So Lulu, our healing, one of our healing dolphins, came and we float. We are all covered up with floaty vests underneath everything. I even have one to support my neck over my face, and we're protected from the sun, so the pictures are kind of funny looking. However, we float for an hour in this space. This is after we've spent a lot of time with these dolphins and kissing them, hugging them, getting third eye activations, working heart to heart, doing energy work, play, and so on and so forth. So much energy work happens, and then we're floating around. And they're free to do whatever they want. Nobody's telling them what to do. And you see the pictures after, and they come into your head or your feet, or they're going underneath, or they're at 2 ends of you. They go around. You can feel them sometimes. The second one we did this time, I could hear nonstop under the water. You hear their little voices, clicks and squeaks and sounds, and I don't know, they have a gazillion things they do. And she said that she felt this fin on the back, across her back of Lulu. That's very profound because they have incredible sensors. They know exactly if they're touching you or not, and they rarely do. So they rarely physically touch you. They don't need to, because actually nothing physically touches. That's a whole other rabbit hole. So what I thought we would do today is to dive into the ideas that we're going to be playing with in the school. And the school is starting technically on the 25th, and there's a new schedule. Everything is up there in the shop. Please check it out. Please contact me if you have any questions. If you already bought it, you do get some money back, so hooray for you. And we've sent out information on that already. And in the meantime, there's also some discounts that Spirit asked me to offer to returning summer camp students or people who are enrolled in a retreat this year. So those are all things where you could get anywhere from $30 to $110 off, and we have lots of payment plans. And I want you to come because everybody last year who proceeded into other classes afterwards said, oh my gosh, I can't imagine where my life would have been if I hadn't said yes and done that. There's a lady named Quinn who was just amazing, and then she went into the certification and she really didn't know a lot about this, and she's absolutely stunning, and she's completely transformed her life, and she's started into a career that was always something like way out there, that maybe I'll do that, and she trusts herself, and she's beaming and shining, and the difference in the quality of her life, the difference in how she feels about herself, because this is a journey of self-discovery. That's our journey, by the way. That's life. Okay, give me a second. It's very dark in here. I forgot to turn the lights on. I hope that's better. I usually do my streams from my office in my bedroom on the top floor because then I don't get disturbed by anything or anyone going on down here. But since we've gotten our little gatitos, our cats, our kittens, our beautiful, we have Shana, X-A-N-A, which is, the X in Mayan is pronounced sh or s, and it means fairy in Mayan. So she's my fairy cat, and she's the mama cat, but she's just turning 1. And so and the little kitten is turning 4 or 5 months old, and she's Ishao, which is my Mayan goddess that I named my house after. And she always sits by the statue and then looks at me with her little Ishao eyes. So I spend a lot more time down here because they're really outdoor cats. A mother doesn't like to come in at all. But that energy, I'm a huge cat person and have had a lot of cats. And I haven't had pets for 7 years now. And it's profound, the difference of that. Not that you should get a pet if you don't want one. A companion, a friend. And I knew they showed up for some reason, and cats are phenomenal healers. And cat energy is jaguar energy, and jaguar energy and spirit jaguar, the path, I guess you'd call it, the sacred path of the jaguar, and the guidance that this messenger can bring into your life is so profound. It's in so many cultures, and here in the Mayan land, it is the second most important god to the ancient Maya after the feathered serpent, Kukulkan, which we talked about as well. So we're going to play with spiritual guidance, and I want to share something that I think is really important. Everybody wants some kind of practical result, right? Everybody is like, okay, that's good, but there's a sense that if you spend time or money or prioritize your spiritual growth, your daily activation, your time for yourself, it's, especially for women, it seems, it's something we put on the back burner. We put everyone else first. I've done it most of my life. It's just the way that our culture has been, and yet we're waking up to something different. And then we're told over here, you should have self-care, and we try, but then we feel guilty, and so on and so forth, and we don't want to rock the boat. Wherever you are in the transition of your life, you're no longer living as a part of someone else's storyline. So if a relationship is ending, if a job is changing or ending, if your desires are changing or ending, you might no longer have any interest. I've had incredible spiritual groups of women who nurtured me from the death of my daughter into a vibrant spiritual life with my adopted twins, and I couldn't be more grateful. And when I realized I didn't sync with them anymore, I didn't vibe with them anymore, it was not working anymore, I had a little temper tantrum. And it was more like, oh man, because I was at the point on my spiritual path that I understood there's cycles, things end, shed. Kukulkan says, shed that old stuff because you're already ready and within. But you don't know because you're the conscious mind. So you have all of the spirit energy coming to you and through you. Right now we have these stargates coming through. A lot of people say, I don't know what light codes are, or I don't understand when you say light downloads. Everything is energy vibrating at a different rate, slower, a little faster, and so on. If you vibrate fairly slowly, you appear as a dense, heavy, slow-moving, slow-growing object. If you vibrate a little bit faster, you could be water, and then water, you increase the temperature, it turns into steam, and then it becomes like clouds, and then it evaporates into the sky, and that is raising your vibration, and that's what you're doing. In order to communicate with things, you don't go, oh, here's a rock, it's a really low frequency. It is because it's a form, but it's multidimensional. So everything that you encounter is not just this. Just like you are not your body, you're in your body. Your body is a vehicle, okay? You get in your car, and your car may work really well here or there or not there or whatever it is. Your unique car was built for you. There's a reason that you have this car, and this car will change. This vehicle will change as you change. This vehicle doesn't have to be anything in particular to be exactly what you need right now on your spiritual path for exactly what is the highest good, because the next step may not be fun. It may be that somebody transitions and you miss them in the physical. It may be that you have a job ending or school ending, and you loved your people you knew at the school, but now you're going out to do something completely different. Maybe you're getting married, maybe you're moving across the country, maybe you're deciding that you're no longer willing to allow everybody else to decide what you can do, who you are, and what's possible for you. All of these things are coming from the higher spirit part of you. And you know you have a mind because it can distract you, and it can think things over and over and really make you get too attached to something. The more you think about it, the more dense it becomes. The more it becomes like this, until you feel like you're carrying a 10-ton weight in your belly because you're afraid of everybody and everything. So what we want to do is open up your spiritual field, and you have receptors and sensors, you have your chakras. That's one of the most common things people are aware of is, I have a third eye chakra. Well, what does that actually mean? Well, all of your light body has many things to it. You have a pillar of light, you have a central channel, you have a light antenna, you have 33 or more chakras. I teach 18, and most people know about 7. Those 7 are personal chakras because they intersect directly with your physical body. Root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, higher heart, throat, third eye, crown. Then there's the soul star where your higher self lives, the earth star right below you. That's your container, and then you're embedded into the earth. Well, each of these has a different purpose, a different expertise, a different affinity, and you also carry a lot of wounds, a lot of negative, heavy energies in these different spaces. So whether it's in your mental body, your emotional body, your senses that are designed for you to open your pineal, which is your third eye crown, and it's like an antenna. It's that 1,000-petaled lotus. As it opens, it gives you more ways to receive. So you imagine the petals of a pine cone or a lotus, each being one of these discs, the dishes out in the desert, receiving and sending information. They are wired different for everyone. This is a sacred space because you're not meant to have everybody else's opinions in there. So the blocks that you have in here from receiving the codes in your base of your spine coming up through your body is what is keeping you from receiving, perceiving, sensing, hearing, knowing, however you receive information. That intuitive gift or psychic gift or clairvoyance or visionary qualities or empathic qualities, empaths, sensitives. Wow, my partner has become an incredible sensitive. Not by choice, I would easily say, and I often remind him that most of my students would love to be having your experience, not the dying near death or whatever you want to call it when you come back, near death, I guess, and loss of function and that kind of thing, and brain power. But he went from being excellent at meditating and receiving information through his dreams. So like technical answers, like super practical answers, not like, oh, I felt a lot of love and Mother Mary was there and there were roses and I woke up today and I felt so loved and held and it gave me the confidence to go out of my life. That's a fabulous communication, right? From a messenger or multiple messengers bringing a particular medicine to you. So I'm really liking these words that Spirit gave me a few months back, and I'm going to keep using them. That's what we're talking about in Intuition Awakening School, and that's what we're going to do is 7 divine alchemy attunements, which is pretty profound because the divine alchemy is not the alchemy of our history, right? In a lab in the dark and hiding from the authorities and the church and taking, substances and trying to turn things from lead into gold. The concept is exactly what we're doing. So if you are ready to take whatever is your heaviest problems, fears, the place you feel the most alone, the place you feel the most disconnected, confused, overwhelmed, uncertain in your life, because you might be like rocking your business and feeling on fire. I have one client, wow, not even a year ago, she started her podcast and she's just gotten invited, all expenses paid, to go to Italy, I think, to another country to present at an event. Fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So here's the thing, we get attached to that. So she joined about a year ago and went through all kinds of Intuition Summer Camp certification, accelerator, which is deep practice with a small group, a lot of really personal opportunity. And I can't remember if she was in money intuition and so on. So this leads you, doing intentional work for developing your intuition leads you towards the answers you seek. It doesn't matter what area of your life. Do you want more money, prosperity, or do you want to find out why you fear money? If you feel trapped in your own life right now, congratulations, because you've woken up and you've realized you are in a room. You don't know you're in a room. The room isn't locked, the door is wide open, but you don't see it because you don't know you're in a room. So that is my joke way of telling you one of the first books that I read on my spiritual path was a Ram Dass book. And I love Ram Dass, so I'm not making fun of it at all. But when I was a complete newbie, that meant nothing to me. I'm like, I'm in a room, but I don't know I'm in a room. And it's so accurate, like when you understand. So here's the thing. If you feel like you're trapped somewhere, or if you feel like you're surrounded by people and drama and stories and attitudes that are very heavy, that are argumentative, that are full of conflict or struggle, or keep dragging you down or discounting you or not seeing you, wherever you are, that discomfort place is where the most powerful message is coming to you. Okay, so we're going to do tomorrow a class, essentially, because it's a 777 Sirius Stargate. And tomorrow, right now, you're already receiving it all day tomorrow, a little bit the next day, where it's one of these openings where the Stargate is sending through more energy. Again, I would recommend going back to Wednesday's call, where you can do the meditation and hear the messages from these beings. And it's interesting because talking about messengers, so what happens in my world is I'm always talking to everything, and it's not in overwhelm, okay? I'm very, any of my students will tell you, I'm extremely strict about creating structure, activating your light body, aligning to what is optimal for you at this time. I've had students tell me that if that's the only thing they remember from everything they learned from me, it has saved them and served them in huge high ways. So what is optimal for my highest good at this time? In 5 minutes, you have to ask it again because it's a different time. So the messages and the messengers that came through is when you start to do intuitive work, whether it's something you add to your life, your family, your business, whether you tell people you do it or you don't think that you have to tell people, because some people do want to piss on the parade. However, don't think you're silly. The military spends an enormous amount of money on developing intuition. Okay, they know it's extremely real. They teach and train remote viewers, which is a form of intuitive visioning. And they have a complicated way of doing it so that the person has no idea what they're doing, and maybe many different people are looking at something different in the same thing because it's top secret. But what that need to keep what they're looking at, it's not like, hey, look, we need to look at for this top secret document in this place. They're not going to tell somebody who's a psychic that, but they employ them and they test them and they train them and they test them and they test them and they test them. And they know because they've broken up the information so expertly that when these people bring the information back, they know when it's real. And there's tests now, there's things they can do now to watch your brain while you're receiving messages, or you're doing psychic work or healing work or energy work, or you're channeling. And it's fascinating. So what's good about it is I don't need to see that. I just see the proof in what happens right there. So at first, yeah, it's hard to trust yourself. That's why you want a group and a community. It can be scary at first to like show up with a group and then think, oh, everybody's better than me, and then realize everybody thinks everyone is better than them. And I can promise you it's true. I used to think it nonstop. And so then we can get past that and we can go into the safe, sacred space that is designed to align you to what is optimal for you at this time. Is designed to create my level of access is holding the space. My light body council is holding the space. Do you want me to do that? Okay, so they said that for me to share with you who my light body council is. However, this is the one I've used for many years. It started with a different people in it, and it's actually different daily. And I have always Buddha, excuse me, and Ganesha and Ishel. So Ganesha is the remover of obstacles. Buddha, most people know. Of course, I always have my dolphins, and there she is, Kuan Yin. So in my Light Body Council, which is what you get as a bonus, or you can just come to that. It's going to be on the 20th. You don't have to come live. We're going to have a couple of breaks. We'll have a couple of shares. And in the meantime, I'm going to help you literally connect to your spirit guide council. And that could be 3, 4 to 6 people or entities or more as they come in. And I'll be there to guide you on how to meet them, what to look for, open you, clear you, cleanse you, do light body healing on everyone, and then we will connect to those spirit guides. Then I will help you, and as you say, oh, okay, I got this spirit guide, I got that spirit guide, I will help anybody who wants clarity. I can look into what you've done, who it is, give you any extra information, help you decipher or understand what's come through, so that in the 3 hours, you will leave with a connection to, and I'm just saying at least 3 to 6 guides that you know more about, that you've received a message from, that you have a name or a symbol or a process or some way of connecting to, and them as a council, you are now going to move forward in your life working with them. So every morning, every day, every class, and so on, I call on my Light Body Healing Council. Light Body Healing Council is Thoth, the Egyptian god. He's my primary guide and messenger in all that I do, especially as a teacher and light body work. He's the one that brought all of that to the planet. We have Merlin, the alchemist, the magician, the earth wizard, and we have Gaia. Gaia being the earth, but the bigger primordial divine mother of all. Then I have Kuan Yin and Saint Germain, and they hold different energies of their own. They're ascended masters, so that's why in the class we're going to spend some time connecting to ascended masters. I have, Thoth is considered a god. As Hermes, he was a teacher and creator of the Caduceus and the Hermetic principles and all of that. And then we have Kuan Yin holds the compassion for the world, and she decided to stay. So ascended masters are very close to us, and I think everybody in that particular class is really going to have a resonance with some ascended masters. They live on the blue ray. It's the second ray of creation, of wisdom and love. And this is part of what I'm going to teach you. Other aspects of understanding who came in for you. Okay, this one. Okay, let's get you connected to certain energies or see. Now, I'm always connected to Kukulkan, the feathered serpent, Jaguar, of course. But Jaguar wasn't originally in my Light Body Council, and he's one of my primary guides now, of course. So Thoth, Gaia, Merlin, Kuan Yin, Saint Germain, the dolphins, Kukulkan, and Isis and Horus, and all of the elementals, the directions. I see it visually in my head. We stand in a particular way. So I'm going to teach you all of these different tools that will help you to begin to give a space. When you build it, they will come. So thank you. That was fun. So that idea that if you open space for a messenger to come in, if you open space for a message or some medicine, the guidance that you need, the idea that you need, the healing that you need, the courage that you need, right? There's a lot of courage needed right now. Courage is the first power state. It's a state that is bringing you energy. It's enabling, it's empowering, it's permission. It's a good state to get to. It takes a little effort. However, there was a little message coming up in my neck there, so I had to pinch it out and give it a thank you. Messages come through your body. They come through crystals, they come through the earth, they come through weather, they come through elementals, they come through fairy realms, they come through, the unicorns came through the other day. That was kind of fun for just a moment. And so what I want you to do is get a sample of a lot of these different ones, but each time there's going to be a divine divine alchemy attunement. And so my original council, I had one before, but my original official one that I got when I went to my first mystery school was Thoth, Melchizedek, Metatron, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Athena, Isis, Horus, and I can't remember now. I think there was someone else in there. And I have many goddesses I work with, many gods I work with. So that's a different ray that they live on. And the rays of creation, the colors, the frequencies of colors are very important for us to understand now. The dolphins have been telling us. So when you come to the class, we're going to play with the energies. I'm going to give you the divine alchemy attunement, and then in that state, we're going to connect to whoever is that particular guide. So let me make sure everything's good. Hi, Enza. Hi, Rithella. Oh, this is so fun. Courage, yeah. Get the scale in the shop. You just go to shop.nanakasha.com, and it's under free. There's a category called free, and get the scale of consciousness. Get the chart of the rays of creation. We give those to everybody because they just became a tool that everybody needs to have. And check in with that. If you have a guide coming through from a particular color, colors in and of themselves, of course, are a frequency as well. So let me go here, change to this, and oh, okay. So because I thought I was doing a different show today, I don't have any slides for you. However, we're going to do some guidance now. So if you are here and you would like a guide, some kind of guidance, please say so. If you want to share your question, you do not have to. I will tune into you, whatever's optimal for you, and that's what I teach you to do too. So you go to the shop and you'll see this right here. We've dropped the price. We've got 3 different payment plans. You can check on the dates right here. And what I wanted to share with you was what has come through as the updated, what we're doing in the first class. Now, tomorrow will be considered a class. It will be included. You don't have to come live. It'll be recorded just because we are in these Syrian energies. So the Syrians, the blue ray. Oh, yeah, yesterday there was some Syrian type blue. Well, they weren't really blue. They're blue and purple, violet, and silver entities were coming in. So we're really accessing, especially for each of us, a level of understanding of the messengers that maybe have been with us a long time, or that are coming back, or that are calling us to come back to a particular path, or to review, remember, and reignite maybe some powers or some wisdom we had from a particular school. So I love this time of year when the Syrian energy comes. It's our spiritual sun. The sun represents yourself, your ego, your spiritual self, your spiritual blueprint, your infinite self, and your ego self. And so this is your spiritual self. And this energy is coming, pouring in right now, pouring in tomorrow, helping to bring us higher frequency. So higher frequency is like you don't see it then. That becomes a subtle realm. Doesn't mean it's not there because your eyes can't see it. Your eyes can't see what bugs' eyes can see. So you definitely can't. So then the fact that we're going to go into this flow of divine guidance is just phenomenal. And here I wanted to, here we go. So the first actual class that will be together as the opening will be the 25th. And tomorrow we have this one that's going to be all about the 777 Syrians, the dolphins, the silver ray, there's dolphins that come from Sirius, and all of that energy and how to download that in a divine alchemical way. And what that means is we're aligned to our highest good. We're aligned to higher frequencies that we are normally able to receive. And like when you're with the dolphins, you raise your frequency higher, you're less attached to all the shit that's going on within or around you, and the easier it is for you to flow and receive. So this is divine alchemy at work. In this particular class is the next 777 Sirius Stargate. So what we do tomorrow will be, whenever you do it tomorrow. That'd be great, but I'm not doing it till the evening so more people can come. But enjoy all day. Just keep giving yourself permission to be open and receptive to what is coming through, okay? And so when you have this celestial, sacred, silver, feminine, 5D crystalline activation, we're going to do on the 25th in our first official class, we are going to, again, this will be the third download. All right, and so that's the third 7. So there'll be something very profound that will happen, and they asked me to call this the 777 Stargate Celestial Silver Sacred Feminine 5D Crystalline Activation. And what's happening is a lot of our structure is becoming crystalline or becoming a higher frequency. That's what I talk about when I say, do this work. Don't worry about the technicalities of it unless you're really into the geeky science stuff like I am. And then just know that you're building, or you're toning, or you're going to the gym, right? You're becoming more spiritually aware. When you come to class, you see all the ways other people do it. You feel the ways you start to do it. You start to understand what's possible. You experience and touch other realms, and you come back and go, oh, okay, now I have the experience. Now I can open. So what's going to happen in this one is, in each of these classes, we're going to have a divine alchemy attunement, and it's going to have different messengers and medicines. So originally I just wrote all the ones down that wanted to come through, and now it's going to be, as we get closer, it's more specific. So this first one's going to be this attunement, but our messages and our medicine, the energy you're going to get that's optimal for you, are the celestial realms. And that includes planets, stars, the suns, the moons, Sirius, stargates, all of that. And this universe, multiverse is everywhere. And this is going to be the energies of 777. So numbers have frequencies. They're angelic numbers, or they're a little message, or they're an encouragement. And I see them all day long. The other day was ridiculous. It was 333 and 444 and 777, and I don't even remember. It was weird. Not 777. What was it? 444, 1111. That was the last one, was 1111. So what does that mean? Well, numbers have different meanings. Numbers have different frequencies. 7 is a master number, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to teach you a little more about 7, and then what's the significance of 3 7s. That's a gateway. Okay, that's a triangle, that is a tetrahedron, and that is that's why you have, I think, isn't that what you win on in Vegas, 777 or something? Stargate medicine. What's Stargate medicine? Well, we're going through Stargates right now, and then on the 8th of August, we will also have a class, and we will use the Lion's Gate energy, which is also a Stargate, and it is the full power of Sirius. So what you're getting to do now is drink in the energies that prepare you, right, to get to that 8-8. And this Stargate energy means we're going to be connecting to starlight energy, star energy. Stargates are stars working together in multiple dimensions. So I keep saying, like, everything, even this rock is multidimensional. Yeah, the rock part that you touch, you see, that you hold, that has qualities, is the vehicle, like our body, with which this divine consciousness is expressing. And it's aware of its higher self and its light body. It has a light structure around it to create a form just like we do. And it has a purpose, and it has a consciousness, and it has a so on and so on and so on, just like you do. So that means that the stars and the stargates working together, that's part of our energy to teach us there are portals and openings everywhere. You could access a stargate energy. Why would you need a stargate energy? Well, there's a lot of personal reasons, and one might come clear to you in the middle of an experience. But what if you opened the Orion Stargate, is the one I have the most experience with. And I've been in the Great King's Chamber a few times, been through a powerful meditation, 4 hours, 2 days in a row. But then I went back again, and I was made our whole group invisible, working with the energies of the room. And then we took turns laying in the stone chamber that's connected to the Orion Stargate shaft. So there's a reason that that's there, and stargates hold access portals to other times, other dimensions, all kinds of specific energy. The messengers are going to be Sirius, our spiritual sun, the loving blue Sirians that come from the spiritual sun. There are growth guides and the Sirius dolphins, and and the celestials and the stargates and the stars and all that, of course. And then we're going to get messages and medicine from the silver sacred feminine ray. So I get the ray of creation. It's the ray 10 of creation, and it is the divine feminine, and color healing, and silver dolphins, and ancient Egyptian supreme mother goddess Isis. The crystal kingdom of the Lemurians have popped in and out, so it's possible they'll show up. And again, as I'm bringing you through this class, you're also receiving, maybe the Lemurians came in quite a lot at this last retreat, and one person hadn't worked with them at all before she came, and it came through in her session with me beforehand, and by the time she got there, she's like, oh, I totally get the Lemurian thing now. And they've been coming into my world more and more, and they're coming in very fluid, very mermaid-like, very enlightened, yet very earthy, but the water energies are going to be very strong. So that just gives you kind of a little bit of an idea of how the different classes are structured, and they're going to be 90 minutes. Okay, so 90 minutes of class, and then I will stay an extra 30 minutes for sharing. Now, we will have another accelerator, intuition accelerator, in the fall, and we will have another class, certification class, and that's the accelerator is where there's a small group, and you get to do readings for each other, and you get to share, and you get to like really get deep feedback. This is taking you in through the attunement, taking you in to meet your guides, giving you all the tools, and then we share anything as much as possible, and I can help do readings on you or clarify certain things, of course, in the class. So we want to unlock all of this good, yummy stuff. And okay, so let me see who has... La la la, where are you guys? There you are. Do I teach light language? You know, that's an interesting question, because what people call light language now is not light language to me. It's a form of light language, but it's more like, I want to say speaking in tongues, although I'm sure that has some very heavy religious connotations that I don't understand, so it's probably not a good idea to call it that. I've been working with light language for decades. I've been through many mystery schools. I've been through, worked with many shamans on 3 different continents, well, 2, I guess, and different countries. And I've never heard anybody teach it like, you know, just saying, you know, a lot of stuff. That's channeling to me. And if you're channeling frequencies, you know, some people channel their music, and they channel tones and sounds, and sound healers. We definitely go into a space where we're channeling, we're connecting, we're speaking. I know what wants to be picked up. Each person who comes to the retreat, I do this the first day you enter, and I smudge you, but it's deeper than that. I'm using all my tools, crystals and rattles and shakes and the jaguar and I'm looking at your energy field, and I'm watching what's going on for you. So I don't teach that. What we do is we activate you and keep clearing, cleansing, and opening you to connect whatever's opening for you. So somebody might be starting to open to visions, and somebody's just accessing their inner knowing, or their body is starting to feel things, or they've started to have vivid dreams, or they go to a particular park and they feel like the nature spirits are healing them. Whatever is opening up is going to be strengthened and able to receive higher frequencies, and that's what we need. Because there's a lot of talk in the scientific community about the sun flares and the increase in the sun's radiation energy, and can we handle it? And I don't see the negativity and the predicting things we couldn't possibly predict. I look at it as the sun is a portal of energy of gold ray light. It represents something. It has all these other levels to it. And so sun flares and the increase of the sun activity and the radiation is an increase in frequency. That means that the information that is being available, that is being brought into the planet every day, right through that sun ray, is higher. It's containing higher conscious energies. Our job is to get able to receive it. If you get bit by something like a snake or some kind of a spider or something, the frequency of their venom is too high. And that's why it affects us, poisons us, kills us, or creates different reactions. So the frequency at which you can receive something, and if it is optimal for you to receive a series of languages, then you will. Everybody pops open differently. One lady started seeing dead people, and she suddenly remembered, at first she did a private session, then she joined the class, and she did a couple private sessions before the first one, and it was after that she came back and she said, after our session, dead people started showing up in my bedroom again. I'm saying it that way, but it was like her husband's grandmother, and she'd never met her. And she was like a little freaked out, but then she remembered that she had forgotten that this used to happen to her as a child. So like I said, that's how I did. There's a sandwich often going on mirroring that. There are ways that you can do that is attune, create the sacred space, make sure you're protected, aligned to your highest good, and then open yourself. See, you want to do some chakra. This is especially for you, Ruthella. You want to do some chakra work. I have a chakra upgrade class, but you want to at least be working a lot here. Why work with the throat? Because what you're asking is really that you're ready for accessing your throat chakra. Now, your throat chakra is, chakras are energy fields that depends on the person. They can be pretty big. They intersect with every part of your body, your bodies, like they intersect with your mind and they intersect with your emotions. But the throat chakra is a communication center. We think of it as only voice, but it receives and sends information all day long. It reminds me of a airport tower, coordinating the flights in and out. And it's a place that has been horribly shut down for most people. We've been beheaded, and we've had our throats slit, we've been gagged, we've been threatened, we've been suppressed, we've been, you name it. And I'm going through a series of releases in my actual physical body of some of the things that have been done to me in past lives, all around the neck and the throat. So if you work on that and you activate your flow, you have to be in real flow. You have to be a very clear channel in order to bring through information that's pure. And that to me is the most important thing, is to have pure energy come through. I'm not poisoned with my opinions or my fears. That isn't colored by what I want or think should happen. That's what is really important. And then if there's a language you're meant to be connected with, then in this class, we're going to be connecting to different realms, sensing and understanding their frequencies, their ways of connecting, and again, within that, your individual way of connecting. So a lot of people feel really wonderful about the fairies, and then there's certain aspects of, they say, well, the fairies play tricks, or they pull you into their dimension, and you lose time, and you lose your life, and there seems to be both sides to the fairy thing. So what is the way that, if it's optimal for you to have a messenger of a fairy or fairy realms or guidance from them, that medicine can be all kinds of medicine. Right? I got a little bit tricked by the Alush, by the nature spirits, when we went to Koba, because we were deep in the jungle and we walked up to where there was lots of different pyramids and stuff, but there's still trees all around them. And we were each walking, and the instruction at first was to find our key codes to go find our special spots. They showed me energetically the messengers of the site. So the ancient Maya, Kukulkan, the tree spirits, all the incredible birds, like the messengers and the medicine there is quite incredible. And every time time I walked through trees, I could tell I was weaving in and out of portals. And then I couldn't find them. And I was yelling and, and there's nobody else there. And it took 20 minutes before we reconnected into the same dimension. I knew before I found them that that was what was going on, that the Alush were, maybe you could call it playing with me, or maybe they were opening a door or a portal for me to go through that space, that place in a different time. Maybe that was optimal. Now, we were very blessed. No one else was there. There was a man that was sitting on the corner of a little building reading a book, and this was quite deep into the jungle, so it was a little odd. And then he disappeared. I went around and looked and came back. He wasn't there. And then I came around again and he was there. Oh, that was when I was in the other dimension. Now I get it. I was like, he was popping in and out. No, I was popping in and out. So, yeah, so then the fun part is that they might speak through you, or they might speak to you. They might speak this way, right? Signs, symbols, other people saying things to you. They might embody someone. I've had messages come through my ex-husband where I'm looking at him and going, I know that's not him speaking. And on the retreat, a lady whose husband had died in December, he was coming in a lot and he was being with us in his spirit body a lot, but the last day he appeared in a physical body. It was a body of a security guard that was there, but all these things that happened up until they took a picture and they talked to him and everything was like, oh my gosh, that's him. So it really depends. I'm sure somebody probably teaches it, but I prefer to attune you to what's optimal for you. And I think other than learning something like, oh, I want to learn to access the Akashic Records, or I want to learn to read somebody's aura or do color healing, something that has a little bit of a structure to it. Intuition awakening is a wide area that will go to what's optimal for you. Well, if you start speaking codes and languages and channeling Lemurian when we're talking to the Lemurians, that might happen if that's your optimal way. But if you want to do that, does that help? Hi, Destine. Ooh. Oh, good, you'll be there tomorrow. Good afternoon. Got it. Okay. Then one more question. I'm pulled to taking the intuition class, but time on Tuesdays and Thursdays are not convenient. Yeah, the recordings are just as effective. That's why I said in this class, the 90 minutes is class. And so it should do, and then you can, you're more than welcome to send me emails if you're in the class and you miss one or you leave early or something, and have a detailed email conversation with me sharing what happened. I love to hear what happens from people, because for me it opens doors. I understand what people are getting, how they're getting it, and then I'm fascinated. I mean, there's some people. There's a lady here right now, Kim, who's stunning. Like I'll never forget the first time that she did a reading, and we were all just like, what? Who are you? And poetry just comes out of this woman. So that's why I say, wow, the fun part is to come play with all of these things, and then you're going to find your affinity. And that's why I want to do the spirit council beforehand. So, okay, who else wants something here? Let's take a look here. So they're reminding me, I say they. So when I say they, it's like I walk in the world, my house, my land, everything I do is alive. I'm acknowledging it every day. I'm doing my sacred work and burning my sage and copal and all of these things to create a clear sanctuary. And they're just reminding me that I created this beautiful infinity healing chamber before the call, and that it's breathing. It's just breathing with us right now. Breathing. Very nice. And just bring yourself into the center. Woo, hello. Wow, this is one of the guides that really comes to me in very profound moments. Thank you. So what's appearing right now for us as we enter the sacred space and we bring ourselves into reverence, being fully present here, open mind, open heart, acknowledging this safe and sacred place and all the divine energies that are here as messengers and medicine, ready and willing to receive our medicine, to receive our messages. So there's an enormous eye that is opened in front of us. And we appear like we're all sitting on little benches. They're bigger than a chair for one person, but we're each sitting on our own, and they're like black, solid black stone benches, smooth. And that's all there is black floor. And we're each facing this enormous eye. It's a real eye, like a real person's eye. And it's looking at each of us. The eyelashes are very big. They're not unusually big, but they are very present. So the eye, thank you, is part of the all-seeing eye that is wrapped around us in this infinity healing chamber. And relax and allow yourself to just tune into this space, and like watching an enormous screen, movie screen. Just allow yourself to tune into this eye. Imagine what it might be looking like. And then, is it looking at you? Is it looking at something, other direction? Is it looking through you? Currently, it's extremely real, meaning it doesn't look like a drawing, it doesn't look like a symbol, doesn't look like a stylized carving or anything or jewelry. It's like watching a video of a real woman's eye, and yet there's colors, there's spheres of pink and yellow, different size spheres floating around. You can kind of see through them. And there's a light radiating, just not like a beam of light, but just the whole thing is glowing like an enhanced video. If somebody did a lot of work on enhancing it, it's like glowing. The colors are radiating from this eye, and we're receiving a color bath. We're receiving a color bath. I see a lot of green. I see a lot of magenta. I see a lot of violet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are here today for spiritual guidance. We are here on the eve of this next 777 portal gateway, and we ask for the messages, the messengers, and the medicine that is optimal at this time for each of us, for our highest good. And we are ready and willing to reconnect to our powers and our path, to free ourselves from everyone else's story and live in our own path. Ready to receive our flow, fill up, nourish, feel fulfilled, and overflow. Be a light in the world. So give yourself permission. I enter this sacred space in reverence, presence, and love. So now the eye seems to be looking up but forward, so we're seeing two different dimensions or times, actions. The eye looking straight at us, it's moving further away. These different glowing colors, mostly greens, magentas, and purples, are beaming out of the eye. We're receiving this color download. Is the green speaking to you? Is the green speaking to you? The green ray, the green energy, is it representing growth, prosperity, abundance, life force, refreshed, renewed, rejuvenated, rebirth? Receive this medicine from this gorgeous light and color, and now tune into the magentas and the purples that are coming forward. Notice, is there a particular place that they are coming, that you feel them? I feel them coming across my neck and throat and shoulders. Notice anything your body feels as you receive this color bath. Does this color give you, does this color give you something? Does it feel like you're soaking up the medicine? Does it feel like a juicy drink or an elixir? Or does it feel like something calm or rejuvenating? Where is it moving? How is it moving? Like a breath or a touch? Is it washing through you like a wave? Is it gently entering your third eye? Receive this color communication and bath by witnessing in gratitude. Now there's a spiral, looks a little bit like a DNA spiral coming out of the center of the eye, the iris. I see it kind of like bands of white light, grayish white, that come out and they spiral forward. They're in a long tube coming directly to you through the center of these other colors. Receive the messages. The messenger may be profound or it might just softly move through you. You're aligned to what is optimal for your highest good. So all medicine, all messages, all energies do not lodge into your sensors and receptors. Relax and trust. This is a sacred spiral. It is coming from the all-seeing eye. It is quite profound because it is turning. So it is bringing this vortex energy into you, almost like a blender, stirring up these colors that you've downloaded and received. Now there are more colors. They're coming in like ribbons or arches from behind the eye. Again, I'm seeing real, like a realistic versus a drawing or an etheric or an essence. And they fly up in the air like bands of ribbons of light. Now, the messages that are coming from these are both from the way that they're coming from something far. This is a communication from you from behind the all-seeing eye that you're within, from another place, another time, another planet. Something that's throwing up like fireworks so that you come, so that you see it, so that you remember, but it's kind of far away. See what it reminds you of. Do you hear sounds? Do you hear fireworks? Does it remind you of war? You hear a celebration, or you just start to sense something in that field. Now the colors and the spiral coming from the eye has slowed. They've begun to turn into a rose, very pink, very red. And it's like the rose is the eyeball and it is opening very slowly. And then it continues to open. As a messenger, what is this color, this rose, saying to you? It keeps opening and looking more like a carnation now. There's like a frilliness to the edge of the petals. And they're asking you to open your senses and your heart to what flower now is blooming in the all-seeing eye, connected in front of you. What is the first flower you see, sense, feel, or think of? Now settle on it, say thank you, and watch it. Does it open? Does it stay stuck as a bud? Is it showing its progression, or is it frozen in its perfect moment? Flowers are incredible messengers. Their essence, their quality can be put into a flower essence that heals the emotional body, changes behavior, releases fear. Their color, their quality, their shape, even their season, how long they live, a day lily. What is it saying to you? One day at a time. You only have this once. Shine bright. This is your moment. Receive whatever flower you're seeing. This is one of our messengers day. And this is the profound medicine that we're being offered because Isis is here now. Lakshmi is here now. There's a white tiger here now with us. And I see another being, I don't know the name. They want you to pause and feel these entities around you. They're forming an arc behind you, and then in front of you is this eye that is the flower messenger today. Now your own special guides or messengers are joining. Now surrounded in this beautiful, loving space, the temple of the Infinity Healing Chamber has become a crystal pyramid above us with many, many facets in it. And it's sparkling. Light is coming and bouncing off. There's some water bouncing off the tip of it, spraying in the air and becoming drops of crystals. The crystal energy, the water, the flow are all speaking to you. They're highlighting the tip of your Akashic 5D temple, your non-judgmental consciousness. They're highlighting the clarity and the crystal pyramid in your light body above you. They want you to know you can rise there and free yourself from judgment and judging. The all-seeing eye continues to look and look around, to bring in colors and energies. But these frequencies are very neon, they're glowing. There's a lot of darkness around it. The spiral vortex has opened something within the center of the iris of this all-seeing eye. Watch, because the flower essence, energy, medicine, and message that is here for you is a doorway that will take you into a healing, and that will open the doors to your 777 Stargate download. The white tiger says, yes, yes. All those years ago, my dear, I told you, stop it. Stop sending us pity. Stop seeing us as victims. Stop feeling heaviness and sadness and carrying it around, wishing that things were different and thinking that everybody should change and how will we ever fix this, and everything isn't the way it should be. And now more than ever, we need you to detach. We need you to step into your pure white coat of light. We need you to not be one of the kingpins that hold the darkness. We need you to not live in the pain, the fear, the judgment, and to rise out. Isis says that I have the all-seeing eye as a tool. However, I am also the Divine Mother of resurrection. No matter how scattered your soul feels, no matter how many pieces you feel that you've been divided into, no matter how much of you feel you've lost or you don't know, I can find it for you. I am the resurrection of Osiris. I found every piece of his divine being scattered to the winds and resurrected him so that he could live in his purpose as the divine gateway to the next realm. Together, we created Horus, the all-seeing eye. Together, we are a trinity. Together, we are a tetrahedron, a triangle. Together, we are a portal. We are a gateway. That is what the all-seeing eye is. You have one within you. I'm here to make you remember that when you need that sense of readiness, when you know that you want to find the pieces of your soul, when you know that you want to put together again, to resurrect the truth of your power, I am here to put you on the path. My wings are with you always, over your crown, ready to open when you accept, shed. The colors are here now as very important medicine. Please receive the flowers and the colors and know that we are all one and we are all here for you. I'm downloading my love into your heart. You now see an eye opening in your heart. Let it be. Let it be. Let it be. Allow all the other messengers here to gift you with a whisper, a gift, a symbol, a message, love. Take a burden from you. Just stand in the center as if you're admiring and looking with wonder, beauty, love, receptiveness, and gratitude at all this beautiful energy around you. Here just for you, to love you, to support you, to guide you, no matter what, right now. Now we have completed our time together today, but time is not real to us. So we are here. We are always here. We have created this sacred space together. It is now in the Akash and will never go away. You are one with us. This is a truth because you have been here. You will find a path of light easily to open your mind, your heart, to feel our love and guidance, and to remember that this is here just for you. And so it is. We give great thanks to all of these messengers, this divine medicine, and these guides, and to this moment in time as we are walking through the second 7 Sirius Stargate. We are receiving these divine energies from our spiritual sun, and we are allowed now to receive as much as is optimal because there is more than enough for everyone. May this circle be open, yet unbroken, and the path of light from your soul and your heart to the guides that are here for your highest good in every moment remain pure, clear, open. Accept it, realize it, and live it. Namaste. In Lak'ech, Alakin, I am another you. You are another me. We are one. And so it is. Thank you for joining me. I hope I will see you in class where we're going to have our 7 divine alchemical attunements. That was beautiful. And I'm probably going to take that and add it as something for people in the class to access. That's a beautiful connection, whether you resonated, saw them, felt distracted, felt blissful, whatever it was, okay? Do your best to not try to expect it to be a certain way, to want it to be a certain way. You'll get stuck in craving in the scale, and you want to be in acceptance, in harmony. You want your emotional body to forgive so that you can soar and open and experience all of these so much more wonderful experiences. And don't be put off because your path is optimal. Everything is being done for you in this moment. And if you want to join, if you want the messages to the nonstop spiritual guidance, this is what I want for you. I want to be there with you. I would love to be your fairy godmother, and I would love to bring these energies through with you because your juicy energy adds to my juicy energy, and we get to play with our key codes, and everybody gets to prosper. So have a beautiful and blessed day, and I will leave us, if I can find my dinger-donger, here you are, with our heart chakra. Attunement. And be a clear and open channel and a conduit sending that out into the world. I hope I see you tomorrow. La, la, la. So like Enza asked earlier, if you have a hard time with I tried rearranging the times to fit people, and I stopped doing Saturday classes because it turned out I thought it would be good for people, but it really wasn't. So we have everything recorded for you on video and audio. You can contact me when you're in the class. You get the bonus of the Awaken Your 360 Senses course instantly. You will get tomorrow's class, if you can't make it. And on the July 20th, we are going to Meet Your Spirit Council. It is in the evening on Thursday. Unfortunately, it's not great for people in Europe. However, that again will have all the recordings. So please go out there and spread the beauty. I'm very excited. There's a lot of messages in what happened today for me. And my goal is to continuously become a clear and open channel that is stronger and clearer and attuned to higher frequencies, that's constantly letting go of any limits. And then I attune to you or to the group, and I can be a channel. However, I'm also receiving because I'm one and I'm part of it. So there were a lot of things in what just happened that were very specific to talking to me, and yet I know that they were all speaking to you too. That's the fun part. Plus, I would love to know who else came in for you. And let's see here. Peaceful. Oh, good. Received a hibiscus flower. Oh, and a white caterpillar. That's really distinct. You let me know what you come up with for that. And that's something else I'm thinking of doing for class, is having, we have WhatsApp group chats with the other classes, but having a way of sharing the significance of something, because the meaning could be like, I don't know what that means right now, and then it starts to make sense, and then other things happen, and you start remembering things, and all of a sudden, bing, 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 the connect the dots happen. Or you have that download, and if it triggers a fear, which happens sometimes, that's speaking to you, right? It's telling you, look, 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 you're carrying this, you don't want this, let's go look at this, right? So that's really significant. I wonder what color the hibiscus flower is. Let me know. I love you too. Oh, that was yummy. I know, it was so yummy. So I want to let you go. Thank you, everybody. Namaste. And I'll see you tomorrow. Play in the energies. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. A sunflower with emphasis on the seeds. Okay, Dawn, that is super profound, okay? Sunflowers, I could go on. I should teach a whole... Oh, yeah. What flowers did you guys... Can you guys tell me the other flowers? Hibiscus... I don't have a pen. I want to write this down. Sunflower. Sunflower, I had a school for my children. I was buying houses and renovating them. I bought a beautiful little house. I made it into a school. It was based on Waldorf, a little bit of Montessori, lots of fairies, lots of art, lots of meditation. And the logo that I created for it was a sunflower. The sunflower is a powerful sacred geometry. When you look at the center, the seeds, you have the idea of the seeds. So you have messages around seeds. But the bigger picture is, look at the center of it. The sacred geometry in the center of it is the top of the tube torus, or the seed of life. And it's like looking down at your light body where the energies are pouring in and then out, around and in and out, always like this. This is your outer rainbow light body. That's what you're looking at with the sunflower. It is incredible. And of course, there's sunflower essences, sunflower meanings. Take whatever flower you had, go look it up. Don't take everybody's word for it though. I want you to be discerning. This is your experience. How did you feel the sunflower? What did it trigger for you in particular? The other thing that happened with me in the sunflower was, I really was just a people pleaser. I was constantly never good enough. I was constantly chasing everybody, trying to figure everybody out. And they showed me one day in my meditation, my daily activation, that I had a huge hook hanging out of my solar plexus, like this big hook like this. And I basically was walking around like this, and anybody could hook my emotional field and just pull me around. And that's how I felt. So suddenly, as I'm aware of this, I'm like, oh, wow, I'm downloading, I'm in the middle of this whole vision, and this giant sunflower starts to grow out of the ground between my feet, grow up, huge, stem like this, and the sunflower bloomed, covering my entire solar plexus like a shield. I used that flower as a shield for years. It was so profound that, and at a different time, I was given a vision of, what do I do with this hook? Okay, first our ideas are always like, chop it off, get it away from me, get it off of me. And mentally or energetically, it might be good, but it's kind of like going from guilt and shame and really low energies to anger. It's a higher frequency, but you don't want to stay there, right? And then we want to say, oh, I don't want this, I hate this, make it go away. But what we really want to do is reabsorb it. Say, come back in, you've gone rogue, or come back in, you don't need to give that message anymore. So they showed me like the top of a trash can that can spin, like turns on, can go all the way around like that. You just flip that hook right inside, and then it was smooth. And I could actually, when I learned to do that with my light body, this is why messengers are so important. You might think, oh, I just saw a silly sunflower and it grew up in front of me. What does that mean? Well, to me, it was profound, because in the moment, I knew the sacred geometry of it. I felt it. It was vivid. It was real. What I mean by real is when you receive information, is it real? Does it look like you're looking at a picture? Does it look like a drawing? Is it something that's changing form? Does it look like the 60s? The eye today looked like a real eye with kind of neon glowing energies coming out, and it was always looking around, and then it looked up at one point and looking at us and had huge eyelashes. So it was very different, but the relevance of it being real is significant. So when you do intuition awakening, we teach you how to really, really look at what you're seeing, and don't try to decipher it right away. Let the meaning unfold, because there's different layers to the meaning. So that was a profound, both of those was an absolute right turn transformation for me in terms of my emotions being pulled by everyone else. And it was the start of the empowerment period. I would say that was my courage moment, when I passed up the scale into courage, and I had the courage to say, nope, I don't want to please everybody else. Of course, I was still doing a lot of work and all that. All right. So yes, what other flowers do we have? Red flower, crimson peony. Wow. So we had a lot of reds and crimson, and the hibiscus was red. Okay, great. I don't have a hibiscus yet. This is not a good thing. I have some white flowers, and I have some desert roses that are pink and red right out there. Loaded with petals, Kim said, a crimson peony loaded with petals, full and amazing life, is what I got as the message. Oh my gosh. And that's so true for you, for Kim. Kim's in the class. She's been in some other intuition classes. She's stunning, by the way. And like a lot of us, she's going through some, life changes, things that are rearranging themselves. And I can see it every time that I look at you, Kim. I see the fullness of what you have, and that you've been kind of like, operating inside of this room where you're like, whoa, I could go out there and do all this other stuff. Well, that was interesting. Something fell down there. I'll tell you guys what I got. I got an iris, the purple lavender iris with the yellow middle, with the really exotic flowers and the kind of fuzzy middle that looks like a caterpillar. And I was seeing it. This is also significant, okay? This is like an intuition lesson. It's significant how it appears to you. Are you seeing it straight on, just seeing the flower? Are you watching it grow from the side and the bud open? This was just the flower part, but I was looking at it from about, I don't know, a foot away, and it was angled, and there was light coming through it from behind. So I used to have, oh, that's interesting. Okay, see, that's what I mean. Like, then I'll go look up, well, yeah, let me learn a little bit more about iris. That hasn't come to me in a while. Then what the other assignment I have for you, my students, is I would like for you to look up the flower essence. Now, a lot of people don't know what flower essences are. Flower essences are not oils. Oils have been around, of course, but oils didn't become popular till way later, and flower essences have been around a very long time. They were first really, I mean, they were used in the ancient times, but Bach was a doctor, a British doctor, an MD that lived in the country and started to make essences and remedies out of the flowers growing in the fields near him, and found that they had powerful qualities to help his clients become free of emotions, behaviors, fears, and that his basic essence, which is I love. So I want to pass this on. One of the messages, if you're here with me, is these flowers are telling us, one, go look at the meaning of the flower essence. If you can find, I don't know if they make iris flower essences, but I don't have to go try to buy it because I live in Mexico and that's sure not going to happen. However, Kim, I keep seeing you at the retreat. You've got to come to the retreat. I keep seeing you there. It's so funny. I'm like, she's right there. She's right there. Oh, she's right there. You were just standing above the dolphins looking at something right then. An iris, I'll look up, well, does anybody make a flower essence out of iris, and what are the qualities of it? The flower itself has certain qualities, certain structures, certain things. What is the feeling or meaning it brings to you? But I really want you to look up the flower essence meaning and then connect to that flower. Consciously call it in. See it, visualize it, go buy some if you can, feel it within you, hold it, touch it, feel the softness or the frilliness or the lightness or the density of its petals or leaves. And really, like, the peony is very vivid to me. You know, Kim, you just, like you're channeling it. It came through you. You accepted it. That's so good. This is what happens when you do this intuition work. She's like, she's got it there. And I can sense it. I can feel the softness of the petals. So it has a personality and it has a meaning, and it probably has a spiritual meaning as well. And it's also a flower. So that kingdom has different essences. So take a look what that means. Let it unfold. Let me know what you think. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Gotta go swim in the ocean.